This is the skincare equivalent of making Adderall or even worse, meth in your bathroom. We all know that sunscreen is extraordinarily important, but unfortunately, TikTok did not seem to get the memo. Today, your acne big sister, resident medical esthetician, and skincare nerd is going to react to some horrific sunscreen TikToks. And we're going to explain what's actually going wrong in some of these, why some of them are misguided, and analyze, explain, and learn together about what we can actually do to protect our skin from, yes, both cancer, as well as fine lines, wrinkling, collagen degradation, pigmentation, acne scars, actinic keratosis, and all of the other things that come with unprotected sun exposure.
Stop using sunscreen. Why would you smear toxic chemical sludge on your skin?
If you agree with this man and want a natural alternative to sunscreen with no toxic chemicals at all, we got you. Argan oil was first ever used to protect the skin from free radical damage caused by the sun. We offer pure argan oil full of restorative fatty acids and vitamin E, proven to protect against UV rays.
Wow, let's break this down and not break down the collagen and elastin in your skin. This is a duet, so there's like two pieces to this video that are both filled with misinformation. Let's see the first one, talking about toxic goo that you sludge on your body. Not true. We know for a fact that sunscreen protects against cancer. Sunscreens are not considered toxic. Anything can be poisonous at the right dose and amount. Water can be poisonous. Sunscreen, and what's actually happening in this picture with the UV, this is actually showing that sunscreen blocks UV light, which is helpful so that your skin doesn't burn, but also so that those rays, UVA and UVB, don't penetrate to cause cancer, in addition to things such as fine lines, wrinkling, age spots, sunspots, etc. So this is unfortunately a fallacy that a lot of people believe. They're like, well, the sun is natural. Doesn't that mean it's good for us? Yeah, you know what else is natural? Lead, arsenic, cyanide. People, Neanderthals who lived without sunscreen, lived to 30 if they were really good. That was considered old. The lifespan has dramatically increased because of medications like antibiotics that stop us from dying from specific infections, as well as sunscreens that can help prevent skin cancer. This person is saying you don't need to go to the dermatologist if you don't wear sunscreen. First off, absolutely not. Some skin cancers are survivable if you catch them early, but the sunscreen here is not causing, you know, this cancer. And this person brings up something about sunscreens being absorbed into the bloodstream. Yes, there are specific actives in some sunscreens that were shown that under maximal use conditions, which no one does, like slathering on a literal gob every 4 hours. Nobody does that, but yes, it was shown to absorb into the blood. But guess what? A lot of stuff that we put on our skin absorbs into our blood. The stuff that we eat absorbs into our blood. Just because it absorbs doesn't mean that it's harmful, and we know that using sunscreen directly protects from harm. And you saw that they're doing some UV patching. There's actually medical data showing that when people lay in UV rays, they actually get a boost of happiness, like serotonin, dopamine, like neurotransmitters, happy neurotransmitters boost up in their system. There is something to be said about the sun making people happy. They put people in UV light as well as light without the UV. And those that actually got that burn, you know, they felt this kind of rush. And there's no denying that feeling, but that doesn't mean that it's safe. You can still get vitamin D from a little bit of sun exposure. You also get vitamin D from your diet. Eat mushrooms. They make vitamin D from the sun as well. But then we're not done yet. Somebody duetted this and it's trying to sell you argan oil? You've got to be kidding me. So this company, Inia Morocco, is basically trying to sell you this argan oil and say, buy this as sunscreen instead. Yes, there are certain oils that have SPF, a value of like 4 or 6 or 8. Coconut oil has an SPF value. But guess what? Caucasian skin has an SPF rating of 3 to 5. Black ebony skin has an SPF rating of 10 to 13. Just because you have that doesn't mean it's enough. And SPF doesn't mean what percent you're protected from the sun. It means how long you have to stay in the sun before reapplying. So you would literally have to sit here slathering argan oil on yourself like every 10 minutes. And also SPF numbers on those bottles, that only pertains to the UVB rays. Think of UVB, UV burn. UVA, think of UV aging. And unless that sunscreen says broad spectrum or UVA+++++++, it might not even be protecting against the UVA rays that come through windows, that can cause collagen degradation, that can penetrate deeper into the skin, and that can cause fine lines and wrinkling, etc. Get a broad spectrum sunscreen and use it, and don't use use argan oil. Also, like, have you ever put oil on something and left it in the sun? Have you ever put something in oil and like heated it up and deep fried it? Like, it literally cooks. Like, people used to put baby oil on themselves and sit out in the sun. Do not buy this company's snake oil, this bull that is going to tell you that you are SPF protected, because if anything, it sounds like it's gonna make the burns worse. It's going to cause more need to go see a dermatologist because of the age spots, the pigmentation, the fine lines, the wrinklings, and all of the things that we know that the sun causes that sunscreen use can protect from. Argan oil is great for skin, but do not use it as sun protection.
I'm going to show you how to apply sunscreen so you get that natural contoured look. First, take your sunscreen and apply it to the places that you would normally highlight your face. For the nose, I'll usually get a Q-tip and place a little bit on there and just go down the center of the nose. If you mess up, you can always go back and use the other end to clean it up a bit. Then you just blend the sunscreen into those areas that you would normally highlight.
I think we have just found the TikTok account that Gwyneth Paltrow follows. Sunscreen is not highlighter, highlighter is highlighter. If you look, people get sun damage all over their face and their chest and their neck and their back. Sunburns, sun damage, cancers, and collagen degradations happen everywhere, not strategically. I've seen a couple of other people do this on TikTok too, and I mean, if you don't know the science of skincare and the importance, it's like, oh cool, highlighting and contouring, but skincare is not makeup. Skincare is cosmetic chemistry, it is your biology, it is hygiene. Makeup is fun, it is creative, it is a ritual, it is part of self-identity and how we express ourselves, but like, do not treat sunscreen, a literal anti-cancer drug that prevents against cancer, do not use it as contouring and highlighting. That's not how it works. If you really want to contour and highlight your face, apply sunscreen all over your face liberally daily. Make sure that it soaks in. And you know what you can do? At night, you can take a little bit of self-tanner or tanning water. You can put that on a makeup brush and you can just contour your face. That literally gives you a contoured, chiseled look without any of the dangerous, harmful UV rays or potential for breaking down your skin, for causing fine lines and premature aging, etc. Not to mention skin cancer. Take a shot every time I say skin cancer. Skincare equivalent of making Adderall or even worse, meth in your bathroom. Do not try to make your own sunscreen unless you are a cosmetic chemist, unless you are a dermatologist working with a cosmetic chemist, unless you are a formulator, unless you are certified to do so and understand. The reason why is because sunscreen, again, we've said it 100 times before, it is a drug that protects against cancer. And actually, sunscreens are some of the hardest skincare products to formulate, especially mineral sunscreens, is because zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, these are literal powders. And have you ever tried to get a powder in liquid form? It's super pasty, it's super chunky, and in order for sunscreens to work, they have to create a shield on the skin. You need sunscreen to coat the face. And if it's in a formula that is not stabilized properly, that is not combined properly, you can't even get that sunscreen all over the face. You're gonna have some areas where you have adequate SPF and others that are totally patchy. And then that sunscreen needs to last a certain amount of time before you reapply it. And when you're doing this kind of stuff in your bathroom, nobody can control that. Like, these 5-minute crafts, these nifty things are legit out of control. They also threw a bunch of oils in there. Again, oils are fine for the skin, but like if you don't like greasy, pasty sunscreen, oh man, you're gonna hate this. Like, people, I feel like, who go to the DIY stuff are the ones who are like, I just can't find anything on the market that I like, I'm gonna make it myself. It's like, yeah, if you make it yourself, it's gonna be 10 times worse and you're gonna be even more reluctant to use it. This is harmful, this is dangerous, there's no way to guarantee it's an SPF 30. Sunscreen testing is done by shining UV light on the skin and seeing when you have erythema, this kind of redness and flushing, and with the spot that has sunscreen, seeing how long it takes for that to happen. And that is tested on humans, on human skin, and it is a very expensive and rigorous process. This is horrible advice. Please go to Pinterest for DIY, like do decor, do other things. Please don't try to DIY skincare unless you're ready to waste food. As long as you're not harming your skin, then fine. But like DIYing sunscreen, that's like trying to DIY drugs. It's literally an anti-skin cancer drug. Please do not make skincare meth in your bathroom or your kitchen. Thank you.
Are you kidding me? There's no SPF, but I'm getting sun protection. Honor yourself. Grateful every day. Uses Mother Earth's UVA, UVB, and sun protection from raspberry seed oil and fractionated coconut oil. I add a few drops to my body and facial moisturizer. Sometimes I use it by itself, and I get protected and this beautiful glow.
Do you know what the beautiful glow is? That's you not being protected. He's a very handsome man. I say this as a lesbian. Absolutely stunning. Simultaneously, you can see that he has had some sun exposure, and any amount of tan and any amount of burn is an amount of damage. Remember, you have UVA and UVB. What he's showing here is raspberry and fractionated coconut oil. Again, might have an SPF of like, what would that be? Brain function like 8. So you have to reapply that. If you burn in 1 minute, you have to reapply that every 8 minutes. This is not sun protection. This is oil that will make your skin probably look good and glowy, but you cannot use this and think that you're protected in the sun. And again, he's a very handsome guy. Simultaneously, you can see that his skin is very tan, aka damaged. If that is your natural melanin pigmented skin, that is one thing. But if you are getting a tan, any amount of tan is not safe. And no, a base tan does not protect people further from the sun. Some people burn, some people tan. At the end of the day, both of those are cumulative, meaning that sunburn that you got when you were 3 and again when you were 8, that can turn into skin cancer when you're 45. It builds up over time, and the best thing you can do is wear sun protective clothing, use hats, stay in the shade, wear sunscreen, and try to live your best, happiest life while also trying to protect yourself. The beautiful butterfly who sent this next one to me, it came with a warning. Apparently this is an MLM something sunscreen misinformation. Let's find out, why don't we?
Yay, DIY sunscreen! First you're going to need some warm water under a mixing bowl, and then 1/4 a cup of fractionated coconut oil, and 1/4 a cup of shea butter. Yep, just put that in there. 1 teaspoon of carrot seed oil, and 2 tablespoons of zinc oxide, 4 drops of helichrysum, 3 drops of lavender. You can also use other essential oils. And then just mix it up. Put it in a glass jar, refrigerate for 30 minutes, and then you have your non-toxic sunscreen.
Did you see how chunky that was? Oh my god. This is literally Doterra. This is an MLM company selling essential oils, and now you have someone recommending that you make skincare drugs in your backyard and then you put irritating essential oils in it? There's a reason that most sunscreens don't have a ton of essential oils in them. There's a reason you shouldn't be making your sunscreens at home. We just talked about how these things need to be blended, how powders need to be dispersed into a formula and set up on the skin, in the words of my dearest Dr. Dre. It needs to create a shield or set up with a film, right? Oh my god! And this person is trying to shill their essential oils to you to make DIY sunscreen to destroy your face, essentially. Like, that's what's happening here. I can't. Not to mention, she's putting helichrysum and lavender. Like she said, you could use others. Doterra sells straight up orange, lemon, and lime oil. You know what happens if you do that and go in the sun? You get blisters, you get burns. Look at the people who make like the margaritas and the drinks on the beach. If their hands get in the sun, they cause bubbling and blistering. We've had people come into the ER with bubbles and blisters on their skin after applying lemon or lime oils or citrus oils. God damn these MLM people who just don't know better. She looks lovely. I must give her a compliment. She is wearing a lovely halter neck top. Halter necks provide great sun protection. I think this is our cue to be done. If you want real sunscreen information, here are some dermatologists that I would recommend on TikTok. I've recently posted some sunscreen TikToks. I've even posted YouTube videos about sunscreens that don't flash back. Mineral sunscreens based on white cast if you don't want to use the chemical/organic filters. At the end of the day, your skincare big sister wants you to be safe, healthy, happy, and protected. So please protect your skin, and please help us bless this video. This is information that could literally save people's lives, so appease the YouTube algorithm by leaving a comment purely for engagement or for sharing this with someone who maybe doesn't know enough about sunscreen, or you know that they don't apply it every morning. Think of one friend that does not apply their sunscreen every morning. Click the share button and text or email this to them. You literally could save their life, or you could just make them laugh or cringe along with us, which, you know, that's good too. Always remember to be beautiful both inside and out, and I cannot wait to see you in this next video. I love you guys. Bye.